Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be installing a lathe in the garage. So guys, finally managed to get a lathe for the garage. I've been after one for the last 2 years now. So here's the lathe. It's Alpine table lathe. For a lot of the projects I do in the garage, I use these pressed steel pillow block bearings. They're ideal and they're cheap as well. They're only about £5 a piece. This was for a 20mm pillow block bearing, and if you buy 20mm bore pillow block bearing, but if you buy 20mm steel tube, it won't fit because it's got to be just slightly over 19mm. So then what I end up doing is putting the grinder in a vise and dressing it down to the correct size with the grinder and the file. So I've always wanted a lathe for the garage, just something that you can get a bit of 20mm in or 25mm and turn it down. Ideal. So yeah, bought that one. I think that's going to work well. So what I'm going to do in this video, move that bench there, which is pretty much just holding clobber shoes and bits and bobs. So I'll move that bench against the back wall there, level it all up, make a decent job of leveling it up in that hole there, and then I'll have a play around with the lathe. A disclaimer, I've never used a lathe before. If you want to make suggestions in the comments about operating lathes, please feel free. And so yeah, we'll get cracking with that. this is the bench for the lathe. But these bolts came through at a jaunty angle like that because the bench seems to be too small for the lathe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill them straight. Drill them straight down, tight up to this back piece of angle iron, and then cut a bolt off and weld it to that plate back there. That's the only way to do it, really. I'm going to weld some tabs on there so it doesn't fall off. I have to weld these tabs on just to get it safely onto the stand. I've got it loosely bolted down now, and then I'm going to push the cabinet back up to the wall, pack the feet up down there so it's not rocking. Alright guys, got the bed nice and level and what have you, and I've never used a lathe before. I mean, I've watched plenty being used, so I've got a rough idea. 2-speed electric transmission, forwards and backwards. These 2 levers change gear as well for that. And then that's the traverse, I think. This could be a problem. That's broken. I might just put a plate on it, because I'll get a new one eventually. I just had a look inside to see how the gears work, to see which gear is which, and there's no oil in it. Well, there's very little, and this gasket's ruined. That's probably why it's leaking so much. So I'm gonna faff around and put a gasket on it, make a gasket up for it, and also fill it back up with oil. Overdue a service. I think that must be the drain there. Try it. Because I have very little oil in to start with, I'm just going to make a gasket for it, fill it up with some engine oil, and then there's a lot of grime in there, thick sludge. So the engine oil will loosen all that up. Then I'll service it, and then put some decent oil in, whatever oil it needs. Which is going to be better than what it had, because it had next to nothing in it. So just with a load of mineral oil, that'll do for now, and hopefully that'll be thin enough to loosen all the crud up. Just gonna make a gasket for that now. It's gonna get a cheese feast. Now the looking glass is a bit sketch, but I think I've got enough in. Two 265, so 350 would be that one there. Oh, took too much off. This is all a learning curve. Bit of old rebar off a concrete job. So yeah, it's perfect. Well, it's nearly perfectly round. Just that little bit of rust there to get off. I'll just clean it all up and see what it looks like. It's automatic. I mean, what more could you ask for? Really suited with that, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, please, if you will, and I'll see you in the next one.